Welcome to Casey Cares, Kansas City's nonprofit voice. We share the stories of Kansas City nonprofits and the individuals who drive them. At Casey Cares, we connect the profit and nonprofit communities to enhance the quality of life in Kansas City for both our residents and our visitors. This Casey Cares segment is brought to you by the Ewing Marion Kaufman Foundation, www.kaufman.org. I'm Ruth Baum-Biggis. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, get ready because today's guest is an absolute legend. He spent 13 unforgettable seasons wearing the red and gold, dominating the field as one of the NFL's fiercest linebackers. Two-time All-Pro, Pro Bowl defensive MVP, and the all-time leading tackler in the Kansas City Chiefs history. This man brought the heat every single game. But here's what makes him truly special. When the pads come off, his passion for people goes to center stage. Through his foundation, Defending the Dream, Derrick Johnson has been opening doors for low-income and inner-city youth, helping them to excel in school, at home, and in life. And if that's not enough, this Texas native turned his heart for kids into a new chapter, literally a children's book author. And he's the father of 6 kiddos too. Well, get ready for an inspiring, high-impact conversation here on Casey Cares with a true game changer on and off the field, Derrick Johnson. Derrick, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me, Ruth. That was some kind words there. Kind words.
Well, all sincere and very heartfelt and very, very true. I have watched you on and off the field. We're so lucky in Kansas City that we had you for a time, as it were, but I think in your heart, you're never fully gone, right?
That is exactly right. That's right. Yes.
All right. Well, we can't hide the elephant in the room. Of course, were the years that you spent in Kansas City playing for the team. Before that in Texas. And before that, how old were you when you started playing football?
I was 9 years old. I was in the 4th grade. Yep, 9 years old. And never turned back after that.
And you have one proud mama. As I was getting ready for the show, I was finding some videos, et cetera, of your mom. Can you talk a little bit, because we're going to talk about parents and their impact on children. Talk about your mom and the impact and how that set you on the course you are today.
Yeah, great question. I get excited when I talk about my mom, a single parent home, and she was a school teacher for over 40 years. And
Wow.
My mom, I'm still scared of my mom. My mom is a disciplinary. She is the type that she instills the right values in her kids. She does not turn off that teacher mode when she comes home. That's who she is. She serves the youth. She serves a family. And she's taught me some valuable lessons as I was growing up. From a little child to a grown man, and education was at the top of that list. And that's why this philanthropy world that I'm in now, my mom is a big part of that. And she's a tough cookie, but I love my mom.
That's right. There's always tough, good women behind strong men, for sure. So you went through Texas, had this outstanding career. You come into the NFL. The Chiefs are blessed to have you. Can you talk a little bit about your years, of more than a decade with the team, and then how during that time you looked off the field as well? And that's not always the case for athletes. So can you share with us how that all came about?
Yeah, it was a blessing to go to the Kansas City Chiefs. I didn't know where I was going. You never know coming out. It doesn't matter how good you are coming out of college. You don't know the plans that the NFL have and how the NFL draft falls. And Kansas City was sitting right there. Dick Vermeil, he told me, hey, if, there's a few people in front of us and I'm sure they're going to get you. I don't think we have a chance to get you, but if you do, if we're at 15 and you're there and available, we have to take it. We have to change our defense. That's kind of our number one priority. And when I looked up at the 15th pick in the first round in 2005, Kansas City was sitting right there, and I just was like, uh-oh, here we go. We're going to the Midwest. And honestly, I didn't even know at the time Kansas City was in Missouri. I always think I was going to Kansas maybe, but but it was a great opportunity for me to pour into the community, and man, Kansas City has been awesome when it comes to supporting a Waco kid that went to the Longhorns and then went to the I guess packed up and went to the Midwest. And Kansas City has supported me so much on and off the field. It's really really touches my heart, because still when I come back today, they still have the love for me. So 13 straight years with Kansas City, 5 head coaches, been through a lot there. Ups and downs, and my last 5 years was with Andy Reid, and being able to be the all-time leading tackler in Chiefs history. Man, I was blessed to be a Chief, and it's nothing like being a Chief on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, maybe they need to call you back. Okay, we were going to comment on what's going on the field here with the current team of the Chiefs, but believe me, I've heard that kicked around in a lot of circles. Where's Derrick? Let's bring Derrick back. So when you started your career, you're what, 21, 22-ish?
22.
That's young, single guy. Yeah. You are, while I don't think of Texas and Kansas City that far apart, it probably is a world apart in terms of just culture and everything. And coming from college to, okay, this is my first now big job in the NFL. That's a lot of heady stuff to deal with. So how did you deal with that? And coming from a mom who is very, as you said, kind of tough, but always there. And now you're up here, no family. You got this big, important job. How did you do that?
Well, the good thing about being a football player, the camaraderie that you have with your teammates is unbelievable. So being able to have your draft class, being able to have other older players pour into you or to support you, put their arm around you in a new part of the world, right? We're in the middle, middle of the United States, in the Midwest, and even though there are times where you get homesick, or there's times where you say, man, I'm kind of out in a foreign land right now. How do I find my way? Being a part of a team helps big time. When you have really good coaches, when you have really good teammates, the transition is not that hard, because you're really pointing to your craft, and football takes a lot of your time. So I was busy trying to get better, busy trying to learn the playbook, busy trying to be a rookie. There's a lot of things you have to manage. And also throughout my year, especially early at the Chiefs, trying to figure out my place in the community, because I know what it means to give back. I grew up in a town where we went to church all the time. Education was big, so being able to have that mindset, saying, "Hey, God has really blessed me to be a first round pick. I'm on the Kansas City Chiefs. Things are going well. How can I give back? How can I be more of an influence and impact the youth? Because I know the stage that I'm on in the NFL, and so many kids want to be here, and I can help so many kids through education, through athletics or whatnot, and just being able to pour in the community. I think we used to go to foundations that work with kids who have kidney disease. We used to go to Dell's Children. I used to have playgrounds built in communities in the inner city, like low income areas. Like, that was cool. Like, I did a bunch of stuff, but then I found my way and said, hey, what am I really, really, really passionate about? And I want to take this to the next level. And that was inner city kids, low income areas, and education, being able to provide the proper resources for these kids. And I started that in 2013, actually, in Kansas City, and then never looked back.
It is a big stage. And there are a number of players that step onto what I would call the community stage. And I know for the Chiefs as an organization, they put some importance on that. But you took an extra step. What was it that really motivated you to take that step? And why was that important? As you say, you're really busy as a professional athlete. That's your job.
Yeah.
So, and there's some folks who don't, but you did. Share with us why.
Yeah. When this is all stems from the way I grew up. And when it's all about you, then you kind of miss the mission. You missed it, right? It's if you're not giving back, if you're not helping somebody else, if you're getting all the praise and not humbling yourself to reach back to help somebody else, it's all the glitz and glamour and the fame is not worth it at all. You kind of miss the whole point of being blessed. If you're a blessing, you gotta be a blessing to others. And I just knew my impact through what I knew. Education was going to be a big part of my giving back. And when you talk about inner city kids, that's who I was. When you talk about education, my mom was a teacher. When you talk about the influence I have through that platform, being able to go in there and say, hey, literacy is very, very important. And we have to give these low income Title I elementary schools their library and do a library makeover. That's kind of my whole thing about Defend the Dream. It's a library makeover, nice paint on the walls, fat heads, quotes. We're catering to kids, so you got functional furniture in there, but you have over 1,000 age-appropriate new books for the kids. Man, especially
Wow.
relatable to them. It really allows them to have more independent reading, being able to have those resources, because a lot of their books are 20, 30 years old. Like that's, outdated, and I don't know if the viewers know this not, but a library book is actually $25 a book. Like it's and sometimes you think, man, the paper book is all, it's only $5 or $10, but when you're in a library, it has to go through so many hands. You have to have it
Wow.
really durable. So it is $25 a book, and that's why they keep them so long, but they need a new inventory. So me being a Defend the Dream is able to provide those new books for the kids, and they love it. I mean, every time, even when I was in Kansas City, I'm doing it now. Here in Austin more so, but when I was in Kansas City, I got 15 in Kansas City, and being able to refurbish these um, 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 libraries, the kids love it. They love the attention, and they always say it's always a couple kids in there, and they say, "Man, this is the best day of my life." And this is kind of cool that it's like, man, this is built around education, and we're and a lot of the questions that the kids ask, they say, um, why here? Like, why are you here doing all this stuff here? And I'm like, man, why not? You're special. You're worth it. And being able to speak to them on that level, and sometimes what I say means more than what the parents say at times, right? And
Mhm.
and to have that kind of influence, man, you got to take advantage of it.
Well, that what you're doing is incredible. I want to take us back a step or two, though. So you decided you really wanted to hone in your effort and what your focus was. Okay, you're playing football full time. How the heck do you found a foundation and do that?
Yeah. Yeah. It was tough now that I look back, but when you're passionate about something, you figure it out, right? There was a company called Philanthropy, and they manage NFL players and their
Mm-hmm.
foundations. And man, I met Ken Taylor, my director of my foundation now. He doesn't work for philanthropy anymore, but being able to have that organization to really kind of make it easy. They I shouldn't say easier. I should say a less of a headache, but they got a advisory board together that was in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and they recruited. Man, we had some initiatives, some things where we raise money. A celebrity waiter night that happened every year. We have a backpack giveaway that happened every
Right.
year at the stadium. So there were things set up where now I was stretched a little thin at times, but it was all worth it, and that was something that when you're really passionate about something and you're working in your purpose, it's really not inconvenient anymore. It's like, hey, we this is what we have to do. We have to, we have to touch this school, we have to touch this community, and we did some great work when we look back.
Well, I'm sure there was a lot of hard work, but we've heard about philanthropy before. I think it's fascinating that in the last 30 years that's come about as a business, and to the benefit of many nonprofit organizations. But
Yeah.
before, years and years before, one of your fellow chiefs, for example, Will Shields, started a foundation, and philanthropy wasn't there. So these guys were all starting their own, and you'd see the banners all over the place.
Man.
It was a different era, but the lift was a whole different thing. And so kudos to companies like that now that will at least be able to help you all
To
not
get
only
started and get going.
yeah,
Yeah.
and get it
Yeah.
going, while you're so busy, really playing the game, etc. So Kansas City, I know, has benefited. I know you're focused a lot in Austin, where you are now. Any thought to doing a two-step between the two places? Because I know you're focused down there more.
Yeah, that's just because I retired and I live here. But Kansas City is a second home. Trust me. Yeah, absolutely. I am all in for it. The support that I have in the Midwest and Kansas City is unbelievable. So yes, there is something down the pipeline or where we're going to keep giving back, and that you have to go to the communities that you have the most influence. And
Right.
in Texas, I do, and obviously in Kansas City, there for 13 straight years. And when I come back for games, it always reminds me like, hey, this is home.
We'll take you back. We'll take you doing helping in any way possible. So, a total squirrel. But do you have a favorite children's book that you remember as a kiddo reading, and that maybe now you share with your own kids?
Oh man, it's a little outdated, but all the Dr. Seuss books and just being able to Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham, just being able to. I do show my kids the books that I read back in the day, and they're like, "Oh, it's cool," but they get to Pete the Cat, they got other stuff that they're more engaged in, which is actually awesome. I want them to have their own mind or whatnot. Even big, I show one of my kiddos, the littles, about big Clifford the Big Red Dog. And
Yes.
so I showed them that. It was like, oh, this they actually like that one pretty good.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
good.
just being able to put more words in front of them, put more books in front of them, and the earlier through my foundation, the whole science behind being able to revamp and do a library makeover and put new age appropriate books in their schools in Title I elementary schools. We're trying to raise the level of the reading level on grade level reading before they get out of elementary school, because there's a bad stat when kids, we're talking low income areas, Title I elementary schools, when they're not on grade level reading, after they leave elementary school, half of them don't finish high school. Like
Oh my God.
I know, it's like And we're talking low income areas, right? We're not the ones that have the resources to catch them up or whatnot. But what happens is when they get to junior high, they get less confident in their education, and the older they get, they don't get more aggressive with it. They actually shy away, and now
Mhm.
it's that. And now they're really missing information, and then it's a snowball effect. So elementary, trying to get them on grade level reading is the key.
Absolutely. We're talking with the fabulous Derrick Johnson, former Kansas City Chief, now a huge philanthropist, was before, continues that with defending the dream. All right, so we've got to talk about really exciting stuff. You and your wife have written a book. Let's talk
Yep.
about the book. And why did you decide to write a book?
Yeah. Well, I'm in these spaces, right? We talk about literacy, and I'm always giving advice whenever we do grand openings. I'm always giving advice, man. You have to do this, and you have to be a good person and work hard and all this stuff. And then a couple of my friends were like, why don't you and your wife write a book? I mean, I mean, you're in these places. You're going to be in these schools for years to come. Why don't you?
Mhm.
And I was like, man, I thought about it a while back, but then it makes even more sense now. I got a little more time, right? And being being a retired player, and I was like, me and my wife, uh, we said, hey, we're gonna put our heads together, pray about it, and we're gonna write this book. And we wrote a book, and it's called Super DJ Saves Field Day. Now, Super DJ is a dad turned superhero that really helps kids find their own superpowers by doing what's right, facing their fears, working hard, right, trying their best. That's how you unlock your superpower as a kid. And there's some great components that really teaches them about life and handling things in a healthy manner. And it's awesome. I'm enjoying it.
So you're on a book tour.
Yeah, right. Yes, right now we are, and Kansas City is. We definitely have to come to Kansas City. So
Absolutely. So how's it been received? I mean, you've got tough critics. You've got kids
I know,
are
I
reading
know.
it. They're tough.
That I know. I actually mentioned them, not really their names, but saying that I had 6 kids at the beginning of the movie, and DJ has Super DJ has a fun house. All the neighbors would like to come through, and they were like, oh, they're all excited about that. The littles are excited about it even more. But it was man. Austin has really loved it. Other states have really liked the feedback that I've been getting about, man, how positive this
Mhm.
book is. And I'm all about positivity and being able to let the kids know that if you're doing your best, man, that's all you can ask for. If you do your best, everybody best looks a little different. You might run a race and get second place. If that's your best, if you did, that's it. That's what it is. So being able to handle bullies, we got a little segment in there about handling
Yes,
bullies, and
I read
yeah.
remember.
So we're really enjoying it, and I can't I don't know if we're going to we probably will do a series at some point, but this has just come out, so I'm gonna just everybody's already asking. You have a follow up. It's like, hold on, let me let's push this out first, and then maybe so.
Was it hard to do or did it come
It
easy?
um it came. It was easy initially because we were very passionate about it. So it's our first time writing a book, so a children's book. So you have the big main points up there, but then you have to connect. You got to get a
Yes.
ghostwriter that helps connect the dots. And then that was the part where you really have to think about some things and to really hit home. But it worked out. It's great.
So we got the book. Now, are any of the proceeds going back into the foundation or are you donating books or anything along those
Yeah,
lines?
yeah, those that's coming next. That's coming next. So all the proceeds will be going back into the foundation, which that's what I love. This is not a something that you say, man, he's trying to profit big off of. Some people have that mission, and it is what it is. but whatever proper profits I'm getting is going back into my foundation. It's all for the kids. I'm literally, this is what I do and what I'm passionate about helping and serving the youth.
Well, we love that you've taken your platform and are now, it's not that it wasn't a platform for good before, it's just that this platform is allowing you to do what it sounds like it's been in your core since you were a kid. And that's being part of community. And it seems in these days, that's so hard, that sense of community and community being there for you. We have just a couple of minutes left. Where do you see Defending the Dream going next? I mean, I know you've got your big event in February. We'll mention that with the Waiters, but where do you see this going?
Oh man, I see this going national. I think we're not going to run out of Title I elementary schools, being able to help those public schools, which right now is a crisis when you talk about public schools, especially Title I elementary schools. That's the space I'm in. That's where my heart is, where I came from. A lot of us came from, and we know how important education is. And every time, either I'm in Texas, Kansas City, or across the world, when I tell them about Defend the Dream Foundation, they say, "Man, that's it's one of those things where it's like it's pretty simple, but it's like, man, that hits home. Like I get it. It's there's no question mark. It checks all the boxes, and it's a great place for me and my family."
Are the kids involved at all? I mean, I know you've got really little ones, but you've got some, I think, middle school.
I got some. Yep, I do. They are not involved as well right now, but they do come to the grand openings. They do come to the events just to see, hey, this is Dad's giving back. Look at this, or look at that kid. Look at this. Look at this school that Dad's helping out, or the foundation's doing this for this group of people. I think it's good for them to see and experience, and eventually they'll get their passion to actually come on board and help me out even more. Right now, they're busy with their own little school, but they do see the good works.
Well, they're your in-house reviewers, I assume.
They are always
your test project. What would you say to other players who maybe have not engaged in the community? What would you advise them?
Yeah, don't think that if you're not a starter, if you haven't made it to the Pro Bowl, if you're not Pat Mahomes, if you're not the biggest name, that you still have influence. I mean, you're in the 1 percentile when you talk about professional athletes. So your influence is crazy high. Sometimes we judge it off of the people that we're around and the team that we're on. I'm not the star player. Man, no, you are a superstar. You have made it, and God has really blessed you to have an influence. And if you just sit down and you say, hey, what am I really passionate about? What moves me? What I get chills when I think about helping somebody, and it's got to be bigger than you. Again, if it just benefits you and you get the glory, it's not real. It's not gonna last long. So being able to think about what you really love and what you're passionate about, and then jump into it. Start small.
The best advice ever. Derrick, thank you for spending this time with us, talking about all the great work you're doing. You're newly minted as a children's book author now. Who knows what's coming next? I'm sure everything good will be what's coming next. So we appreciate your time.
Ruth, thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us on KC Cares. We're Kansas City's nonprofit voice, and we're produced by a nonprofit that's called Charitable Communications. This KC Cares segment was brought to you by the Ewing Marion Kaufman Foundation, www.kaufman.org. Now, if you want to be a guest on KC Cares like Derrick, you can go to our website at kccaresonline.org and spread the love. You'll find us on Facebook and Twitter at KC Cares Radio and Instagram at KC Cares Online. And don't forget, Saturday mornings, you can catch us at 8 a.m. on 1510 a.m. That's ESPN and 94.5 FM. Thanks for joining us on Casey Cares.